I accidentally got a top 10 calcium run in the world. Let me show you how I did it first time, and you can too. Editor, cut all the deaths. All right, quick pause. Here's the weapons, tomes, and items that I use. As you saw, going for a big record is kind of a reset simulator. What I'm looking for right away is either Kevin and Golden Shield or something like Soul Harvester. This game, I got Kevin, so I started getting projectile count. That way I could proc it more often. And then instantly found Golden Shield. Went back to buy Kevin. With Kevin, when you attack an enemy, you have a chance of damaging yourself. With Golden Shield, when you take damage, you get gold. So, Kevin runs are very hard, however, extremely lucrative and help you get as many chests as possible. So you can see I also got a microwave this run, which helps you duplicate keys. Keys, again, as many chests as you can open, the better you're going to do. And then I instantly found a lightning as well. Very lucky here, but this was the most stressful part by far. With Kevin and high damage and high attack rate and multiple projectiles, I am damaging myself often, and I don't have enough lifesteal to deal with it. So this is extremely stressful part of big runs. You also tend to get cursed tomes, so you make things even harder for yourself. You grab the difficulty shrines as well, and things get pretty dicey early game. But that's what you have to do to get a good run. So you can see I'm grabbing as much lifesteal as I can get, be it HP regen or burger or lifesteal, shield, you name it. Extra jump so I can jump over opponents, you name it. My whole objective here is I knew this run was crazy. I do need to push myself in terms of having low health and getting difficulty up high, but I do need to make it reasonable and not risk a very good run regardless. So I'm going to show you the hardest part of the run, and this is it, to be honest. Normally, Burger, you want to ban it, get it out of here, but this run, I ended up taking whatever I could to stay alive. Last thing I want, and I've had multiple runs like this. I probably had 10 runs that felt this strong, and I failed them. It's not a good feeling, trust me. Maybe risk a small 1% less on your total overall run, and make sure that you actually get there by being a little bit safe early. Now, if you get a start with like Soul Harvester, usually it's a pretty different story. But yeah, when you have a Kevin start and no lifesteal, it's tough. So right here, I get swarmed. I have no health. I am sweating profusely looking at this and just making sure that I don't try to push the speed too fast. Ended up getting Soul Harvester, which helps quite a bit with clear. Also lifesteal. But back to the speed real quick. What I mean by that is when I'm low HP, especially on somebody like Calcium, where you just move so quickly and you jump and you're in the air so long, I feel like when you're going against the bosses where they're throwing these projectiles at you, and if you jump into the air early and they somehow predict it, it's game over when you're low health like that. So I try to actually move slower for a very small amount of time during the difficult part of the game. Other than that, if you're not like super hurt, you don't have Kevin yet, you name it, go fast. The whole point of the game is to get strong fast and min-max your runs. So you can see I tried to stay a relatively decent time on the ghosts, but once I felt that I was risking my run, I just left. We have a long run ahead of us. Here I'm conflicted between Slurp Gloves and Kevin. Slurp Gloves is going to give me some heal though, and again, I already have 2 Kevins. I just would rather be healthier so I feel better about my run. The better you feel, the better you're going to play as well, not as stressed out. I am still bringing some lifesteal and trying to up my survivability because it's still not feeling great yet. One thing here is this run deserved to be significantly better than it ended up being, and you're going to see that. I made a huge mistake a few times, actually 2 big mistakes that I'll talk about now. One of the mistakes was the prep going into it. I know how to get big runs. I've gotten big runs on Noelle. I've gotten them on Robinette. I've done it before. I wasn't as familiar as I wish I was with calcium runs. I did know that there was a stage 2 or stage 3 just go forever, like hundreds of minutes past the boss fight, but I wasn't fully confident on it, and during this run, I just kind of wanted to play calcium. So I wish I prepared a little bit more there. And then you'll see later on, I have a greed mistake that I think cost me a potential top 50 or 100 world run. I think it was that severe. Anyway, now survivability is way up. I'm starting to take as much difficulty as possible. I mean, you kind of needed to in the beginning anyway. As you can see, the item levels. I already have Cursed Tome at 28. Now, you always want to take as many of the additional boss shrines as you possibly can get. And same with the difficulty shrines, but there is a caveat with difficulty shrines, only when you're strong enough. So if you're going for Reset Simulator, then fine, get all of them if you're having a god run. But if you are just trying to beat the game or have a decent run, you do not need to grab all of those difficulty shrines. You do need to grab all the difficulty boss shrines, though, in my opinion, or like the additional boss shrines. I think it just makes you way too strong not to do it. Checking back in on the gold, shield, and Kevin combo. Look at my gold. 40,000 gold. I'm aware at this point that I have a few credit cards, and it's time to just buy every chest that I see. I need to make sure that I clear the entire map. It's going to make my luck higher, my damage higher, and that's how you got to get these big runs. During this downtime, I know we already paused on the items, the weapons, and tomes, but I will explain it. The Dexecutioner is just so you can execute late-stage ghosts. It's the best weapon for that. Katana, again, same type of deal. And then Flame does a ton of damage, especially once you get your size stat up. Size is super important, and why Noelle is so popular right now, because she gets size with XP or leveling up. Size is almost a must in every build, pretty much. Cursed Tome, because it's spawning more opponents, that way you can farm a higher kill score. XP, because it's leveling up everything. And then Chaos Tome just makes you so strong in so many different facets. It's a must. These are all a must for Calcium, specifically for Noelle. Usually you get a crit thing instead. But as you can see, our XP Tome is getting way up there in levels. We're at 62. Just keep an eye on that for a sec. We're going to zoom in and look at it and see how quickly it changes. We're at 45 seconds, 47 seconds. Here we go. Take a peek at all those levels. And now we're at 6 minutes in the same exact stage. We are fully maxed out. I skipped out a lot for you guys. That is a lot of clicking random stuff. You don't need to see it. It's one of the exciting parts, but also pretty boring parts of MegaBonk. I think that the late stage of MegaBonk, once you get to a strong point, could use a new balance, potentially. Because you're just killing everything and clicking buttons for a majority of the time. All right, we're in the last stage here. Again, go around, buy as much as I can. Now, at this point, these chests cost a ton, so I need gold gain as much as possible. So I'm leveling it up wherever I can. We shouldn't be leaving either stage 2 or stage 3 without getting every single chest on the map, and that's what we're going to end up doing here. But I just wanted to show you, we skipped straight to the ghost because this stage wasn't even a challenge. I could walk around, I could do whatever I wanted. No one was even getting close to me. And just to show you, I mean, even the ghosts, like, they're not even spawning in. I have to turn off particles at this point, so you don't get to see all my weapons. However, they're there. It just hurts my eyes way too much. But yeah, we farm up, get as much gold, open chests, and this is going to take a while. In an ideal run, you're supposed to do this for, like I said, hundreds of minutes with calcium at this stage or the stage before. I left hundreds of thousands of kills on the table, and we'll see it in just a minute here. At this point, I could get up, make dinner, go to the bathroom, take a shower, and it would be fine. I'm only slightly joking. I mean, you could really, once you get pretty strong, be here for quite some time without moving. The best part of Calcium is his movement speed and his ability to just outrun the ghost, which is how these top Calcium players are getting good times. You're going to see that once we get to Red Ghost. Right now, we're still clearing like it's nothing. Black, purple, and white ghosts are nothing to us. Now, at this point, I'm getting a little nervous. There is one item that you really need for big runs, and that's Holy Book. And you want to have as many Holy Books as possible. It just gives you so much healing and so much damage around you that it's incredible. Especially once the ghosts start to get to where they're touching you, which red ghosts are pretty quick at some point. And just like that, huge weight off my shoulder. At least one is very strong. It's a massive difference. The more you get, the merrier, but one is necessary. Without it, I don't know where we would have gotten here. Now we're on to the red ghost, and a lot of Calcium players go to the outside of the map. I personally kind of don't love it too much. But again, this was me going in underprepared, to be honest. At this point, once Chaos Tome is fully maxed, you typically have 5-10 jumps at least. So you're just able to basically fly. The whole point is to stay away from them, and you do this circle forever. Or at least you're supposed to. And you're going to see very soon where I messed this up. But yeah, 12 minutes on Cooked, Red Ghost, third stage. We're not even at the end yet. And it's basically nothing. All you do is run away, and you're golden. All right. So as you're killing these red ghosts, they have a chance of dropping, because they're elites, dropping some chests. And I really wanted the chests. I wasted my hourglass. I don't know what the item's called. It's like my Zawarudo is what it's called. But wasted it trying to get this chest, which then means if I get killed one more time, the run is fully over. I instantly book it at that point, and I waste hundreds of minutes of kills. All I had to do was keep running. Don't care about the chest. It really didn't make a huge difference to my run, but I was greedy. It wasn't even that great of an item, and now I have no safety net. So don't make that mistake. My whole thing, this whole video has been, make sure you're not too greedy, right? Well, after hours of a run, I slipped on that game plan. So we didn't fully one-shot. A lot of people do. We didn't fully one-shot the final boss, but pretty much. And then we just sit still, farm up chests whenever they come. Again, white, black, purple is nothing. And then for the red stage here, you just kind of start jumping and running away from them. I know a lot of people go a lot higher than I did, but I had a circle that I really liked and I thought was going to work really well for me. At this point, my computer was starting to run poorly. I was getting tired and my eyes were starting to hurt. I'm old, what can I say? And just like that, honestly not as worried about it as I thought it was going to be, the run ended. What an amazing run. Super fun. I love this game. Just a few quality of life so we can see Noel go off the leaderboard would be great. I hope you learned something, enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure to like and subscribe. These videos take a long time to edit, so I appreciate it. And I hope you have a beautiful day.